All right. We are back with another episode of On the Bags. We have the beautiful, the talented, the brilliant Tilly VW in the studio.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tilly, thank you so much for coming in the studio with us and performing. You were absolutely amazing.
It's my pleasure.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us what you've been doing recently and where the music's all gone.
So for the last few months, I've just been laying down some tracks, just like writing. I'm doing going into a little bit of a different style, like I said before to you guys, more like trip hop style. So like very Portishead, very Groove Armada, big influences, and like Moby. So it's a lot more sampley. So I've just been like trying to bring my old songs into that style, and then it's been really exciting writing as well in that new style, because I don't know, it's just been like a creative, like a second wave of
definitely.
creativity for me after like finishing school and
And what has anything specifically influenced that change, or was that just you think you were growing up as a person and your sound was changing a little bit?
Yeah, exactly. And it was just like different influences, like and just kind of like discovering those artists and thinking just like even just like it just seems very meant to be, like a lot of things like the way I write vocally, like the melodies I write, I was like, when I was listening to the style, I was like, oh, this is something I could do, and like something fresh, like make it a little bit more modern, but like have that grounding. And yeah, I think it's just like evolving.
Cool. I love
music
that.
taste and everything.
Now tell us, how long have you been at it for? Because I saw you play with the L Dudes.
Yeah.
We established that was in 2019.
Yes.
And so how old are you now?
20, almost 21 in like a month.
So how long have you been doing music for, and how long have you been chasing these goals?
Well, I first like started properly writing when I was about like 15 or 16, and I would just like do it in my bedroom and just like fuck around a bit, and that was kind of the time that I thought, oh, I actually might be like alright at this, because before that I hadn't really written anything. I just like liked singing like Taylor Swift shit on with my sister's like lyric videos, and then I put a couple of songs on SoundCloud one night when I was like grounded and left home alone. I got out some recording gear that I'd bought off like eBay or something. And I was like, oh, I'll like give this a try. And then I recorded a song, like a cover, and then put it on SoundCloud, and then put a couple more on SoundCloud, and then it's kind of a long story actually, because this has been like 6 years actually. And then
We've got all the time in the world. Tell us.
yeah. And then that got like a little bit of like bit more listens than I expected, a little bit more traction, and I ended up some random guy off SoundCloud, like off the internet, reached out to me. No, like literally, and said, oh, I like really like your voice. It's probably a year after that. Do you want to do a co-writing session? And I was like, what's a co-writing session? Like, what the heck? And then I was like talking to someone in the industry at the time that had also like heard SoundCloud and was like messaging me on it. And I said to her, hey, who is this guy? Do you know him? Like, is it like a catfish kind of thing? And should I do it? And she was like, yeah, there's no harm in like going and writing with people and learning more about their process, your process. So I was like 16 or 17, went into a session, wrote a song like on the spot, and I'd never like written really with anyone before, and that was when I started thinking, oh, I can do this under pressure, I can do this like not under pressure. And then I ended up writing like almost like 40, 50, 60 songs, just kept writing more, and it was just like very natural evolution. And then in 2019, finishing school, we started the L Dudes band, which is really fun, which is like pretty much primary school friends. And I think we had a gig before we had a band. So it was literally like, the guitarist Callum was playing in another band that night at Workers, and then and we'd been doing a little bit of writing with me, him, and my friend Matt, and they were like, should we get a little like trio together? And then Callum's brother was playing drums because we didn't have a drummer. And then, we just ended up doing loads of gigs like around Melbourne that year, which was really fun. And like we had some pretty feral songs. Like it kind of started off as like spoofy music. Yeah. We had like Bam and the Dirty's Gone. just like TM, like don't come at us for copyright. And like a song about a goon bag and a bottle of Moe falling in love.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that.
And was that you behind the writing of those songs?
Yeah. It was like not just me, but like it was like Matt and I wrote a lot of them together. We wrote a song called Oh Keith about this old wrinkly legend who lives near us and rides his bike every day. He's like 80, so yeah.
But I think that's really cool, even just that's seeing like how far you've come from writing songs that were just funny at the time, making you feel good, to where you're at now when you're taking it a little bit more seriously and you're going down a bit of a different path.
Yeah, exactly. It was always, I kind of had that going at the same time. So it just like, I kind of always had my own stuff, and then doing that with the band was like my first experience writing with other people, and like, so that was really fun. And a really good way to connect is like through music is humor as well.
Yeah.
Because you can just be like, haha, we're just joking, and then next minute you're playing it at like revs. And like,
it's not much a joke anymore.
and we're like, I hope no one's listening to these lyrics.
Very
Like,
ironic.
we literally, we had like a lyric that was just like, vomit, vomit.
But it's sung beautifully, so it's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly.
How did those songs get received, like at gigs and stuff?
Well, it was like 89% our friends.
Yeah, so they love it.
So they were loving it. They were
Yeah,
dancing.
like, well received. And it was also my first time playing like more upbeat music, where I'd always played like guitar and me. And I think I definitely want to go down that path of music that you can dance to a little bit, and like, that you can be, you're not just like 4 p.m. on like at a festival. You can maybe be like 10 p.m. I don't know.
Now tell us, you said I'm interested in the writing session when you went in there and straight off the bat got a song out. Tell us a bit about that. Is that a high pressure moment, or?
Yeah, well, I didn't know what I was going in for, like, at all. And there was no stakes at all, because it was just, hey, come in for like half a day, we can, I love your voice kind of thing. And I don't know whether he thought that he would be writing it and I would be singing it, but we just got in there and it was just very natural. And we just like played a couple of chords, and I had like, just looped it, and then in like an hour I'd written the whole song, and I was like, oh shit, like a brand new song. I hadn't brought anything in. That was the first time that's happened. But it's called Patchwork, but I have like animosity towards that song internally now, because I feel like it's not very me, but a lot of like people, other people like love it, like as in my friends and family, and they're like, you need to release it, and I'm like, no. You know.
Do you find that happens a lot with songs, like you write them and then like a couple weeks later or 6 months later, like, I hate this, like, I'm changing?
Yeah, 100% all the time. And especially with songs that I don't like write 100% myself, I can sometimes feel like, oh, that just doesn't feel like me. But I think like I've learnt that a lot of that is to do with production and arrangement, and you can almost always like make it like, you can make it cool or make it something you like, just by reimagining it. So I don't think any song's ever like lost.
Yeah. Well, that was Lachlan Marshall when he was on here. He was saying that after he makes a song now, his rule is that he has to not listen to it for 2 weeks, and then come back to it and listen to it again, and then see if he still liked it.
Yeah.
That was still his style.
Yeah, shit. I think because I'm not a producer, so I don't have that kind of like intense. I kind of write songs and they just exist naturally, like in my head. So I don't have that. Yeah, I think when I'm recording stuff, I think it's a really good rule, and I have started doing that, where you're not allowed to literally like listen to it when you're at home at all, because you start like, you go in for the day and you just do it there, and then you come back fresh, because it gets you go crazy. Like, you drive yourself absolutely mental. You would know. Yeah, especially, and you get this thing called demoitis, where you get attached to like the first version because you've listened to it 50 times and you're like, no, it should be like that. Yeah. 100%.
Sometimes I find myself like really liking listening to it, and like listen to it, getting to know it a little bit.
Yeah.
Can't be away from
No,
it.
100%. That's when you know it's good, when you like feel addicted to your own song.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it sounds so like entitled, but it's, you know, you're on the right track when you're like, oh, this is such a vibe. I just want to play it in the car, and like, yeah.
Definitely. All right. So we've become a bit of tradition on the show here on the bags, that we get our guests to try a nice wine.
Oh, I'd love to.
Now, I didn't check with you if you liked wine beforehand, but you are a fan.
I love red wine.
Okay.
I don't really like white. Is it red?
It is a red.
Okay.
Are you ever going to do
Pass
white wine?
We've done a rosé.
That's not nice.
It's
I
not
can
white
do
wine.
rosé. I just
Do you want me to pour it?
That might be
Yeah,
that might be better. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, get a glass.
So what we've got for you today, Tilly, is a 2019
Oh my god.
Australian Pinot Noir.
Lovely.
Yeah, show the camera.
If anything, they should be paying us. Like,
Yeah.
It's promotion. It's influence. Yeah, what's the retail value on this one?
So I'll let you can try and pick the retail value.
Okay.
Is that appropriate amount?
That is the appropriate amount. That's fantastic. Thank you, Benners.
Let's spill it all over here.
Okay, so you seem like a bit of a wine connoisseur yourself. You know what you're talking about. So I guess we should just jump straight in. I'm not going to have to.
Yeah, I'll do. There you go.
There you go. Put that in the middle. I'm not going to have to walk you through anything, but you know what you're doing. Stick the nose in
I
there.
know.
Nice.
This is what I do with all my goon.
So you're a big Goon fan.
Yeah.
Very
I wrote
nice.
literal.
Okay.
We wrote songs
Cheers.
about. I've had goon parties before.
Oh wow.
Met goon forests.
Have you played spin the Goon of Fortune?
Nah, cause I don't have one of those awesome
Hills
clothesline.
yeah.
Yeah. But we like hike like, you do a goon forest where you hang them all off the trees, and then the next day it's a goon cemetery.
It's
They're
a
all
goon
dead.
cemetery.
and, like,
I actually
floating.
haven't heard of that one. We've got one of those clothes horse out the back if you wanted to play a quick round of.
This is really nice.
Red wine of fortune.
Yeah, Goon of. Oh yeah, we haven't got the Goon
This
bag,
is
but
actually really good.
you like that?
Yeah. My fave wine is the elephant in the room,
Mm-hmm.
like Portuguese. Like, you can see my review of it
Portuguese.
in the BWS in Carlton off Lygon Street. I gave it a. It's so good though. It's only like $10 or $11.
That is quite a nice red. Now, while we're finishing the red, Tilly, you take the opportunity to say, what have you got going on? Are there any shows coming up? What's
Yeah,
happening?
true. I don't have any like of my own shows coming up as of yet. That's in the works. I'm supporting Shannon James at Northcote Social Club in May, and then I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I've been asked to support Ash Grunwald. You know Teskey Brothers?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So-
The Teskey Brothers.
Yeah. So, Ash has just done a album with John Teskey,
Oh
I
my
think.
god.
That's cool
Yeah,
as.
and so I'm supporting them around Australia to Melbourne, Brizzy,
Really?
yeah,
Huge.
Sydney.
That's huge.
That is
Per-
huge.
I know, it's
You
fucking
heard it here
sick.
first. Heard it
Yeah,
here.
no, literally, Perth and Adelaide, and I'm so excited because I've never been to Perth or Adelaide before.
Amazing.
And so I think it'll just be me or maybe me and one person because I don't think, won't be able to take a band like
That's so
money-wise.
fun.
But I know, how epic. So it's just I'm going to take 2 weeks off in June and just like road trip it up.
That's amazing.
There. Yeah.
Congratulations. That's a really big deal.
Yeah, well, they're like amazing blues artists, so we'll
Yeah.
be able to. Yeah, it'll be so cool. Like such a cool experience.
Well, you heard it here first.
You heard
Tilly's going on tour.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming on. It's awesome to have you in. You really are a superstar, and I think you're one to watch for the future.
Oh, thank you so much.
And just very quickly as well,
Oh,
a little bit of a side note. If there's any beanbag company, our beanbags are
yeah.
quickly deteriorating. If there's any beanbag companies that want to
bursting at the
sponsor,
seams.
if any beanbag companies want to sponsor us and give us some beanbags, you'd get a shout out every week.
Yeah. Surely we get IKEA on.
Ike's big, but
Yeah.
all right. Thank you very much. That's it.
Thank you.
Woo!
Okay.
Cheers.
Awesome. That went really well. That was a good chat.